I was asked a couple of weeks ago, and it's something because I get a ton of messages on Instagram and on Facebook and what have you. One of the messages was, and it was very thought provoking. The message was meant to be harmful, to be hurtful.
Gotcha.
And it said, "Where is your God now?"
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and said, right in the same place he's always been. I said, he never left me. I said, I ventured from him.
Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Wildflower T, and today we have some new updates in the Chrisley trial. Now, if you need a recap on everything that has happened since the Chrisley's guilty verdict, I did break all of that down in another video that I will tag up above. But today, we are going to be focusing on what's happening in the now. This week, there was a new motion filed by the prosecutors, and we're going to get through all of that and more. But before we do, if you would, please consider liking this video, subscribing, and tapping the bell. That way you are notified when update videos like this one drop on my channel. Since the Chrisley's guilty verdict, they have been rather busy. Not only have they added 3 new attorneys to their legal team, but this past August, they did file a joint motion for a new trial, arguing that the court had knowingly used perjured testimony from an IRS revenue officer, failed to disclose evidence, and improperly denied their belated motion to suppress evidence as untimely. In the filing, the Chrisley's attorneys pointed the finger at the IRS revenue officer named Betty Carter, claiming not only did she lie about the Chrisleys owing taxes for years, but also claiming that she knew no taxes were due. When pressed, Officer Carter swore that she had confirmed her claims in the IRS's internal system the day before her testimony, and that those records show that the Chrisleys owed taxes for at least years 2014, 2015, and 2016. But here's the real kicker. According to Todd and Julie, they claim that after the trial, Carter contacted their accountant and admitted that they had paid their taxes and didn't owe the IRS a penny. But the jury never heard the truth. According to the filing, they state instead the jury was left with the false impression that the Chrisleys continued to avoid paying taxes for those years. Because of all of this, their original sentencing date, which was this past Thursday, October 6th, was pushed back last month until November 21st. Since then, we have all been patiently waiting to see what the prosecutor's response was going to be. And finally, this past Monday, they did respond with their own motion. Radar Online did obtain the government's response, and you can find that linked in the description below. But according to the prosecutors, when it comes to the fraud case against the television duo, they showed plenty of evidence to the court, and this is what prompted the jury to hand down a guilty verdict, a fact that they say Todd and Julie are accused of dismissing. Their filing reads as followed. The Chrisley defendant's motion for a judgment of acquittal fails to establish why. In the light most favorable to the United States, the jury's determination of guilt should be disturbed. The jury made factual determinations based upon admissible evidence and returned just verdicts. The Chrisley defendants gloss over or ignore almost all of the evidence against them and ask the court to make impermissible credibility determinations. For the reasons that follow, the Chrisley defendants' motion should be denied. Personally speaking here, I have so many questions. If there is any legitimacy behind what the Chrisleys are stating about this IRS revenue officer and the fact that she contacted their attorney after the trial to basically admit that she messed up, that's a big deal. And I believe that in a retrial, there's a lot of things that would come out that we did not see in the first trial. For that reason and many more, I do think that a retrial would be beneficial. But at the same time, we're talking about the federal government, and how likely is it that the courts are going to go against them? Time and time again in other cases, we have seen situations where the federal government were caught doing shady things, and instead of shedding light on those situations, the court chose to turn the other cheek. Now, it is my personal opinion the reason this happens a lot of times is because the courts don't really want to shed light on just how broken the system is, and just pure speculation, but I also think that they are fearful that it's going to make not only them look bad, but everyone else involved too. Let's be real about it. It's much easier to go ahead and be in favor of the federal government and don't ask questions than it is to start really unraveling just how crooked it is. And don't get me wrong, if the Chrisleys are guilty, then they're guilty and they deserve to do the time. But there's a lot of cracks and holes in all of this and a lot of questions I think everyone has. So why not do a retrial? If you think about it, in the end, it's a win-win for everyone. Not only will the Chrisleys have the opportunity to bring whatever evidence they may have, but the federal government will also have the opportunity to clear their name of all the claims that the Chrisleys are putting on them. So again, I do feel like a retrial would be beneficial for everyone. And in the end, if it doesn't go to a retrial, I don't know, you guys, in my personal opinion, that says a lot. And trust me, y'all, I know when it comes to these types of conversation, it can be very, very sensitive, but I would love to hear what you have to say about all of this. Do you think that a retrial would be beneficial, or do you think that they're guilty and they just need to go do their time? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a big thumbs up, subscribing, and tapping the bell. That way you're notified when update videos like this are uploaded on my channel. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I appreciate you all, to the moon and stars, and until the next one, bye y'all.